Okay, so we're going to go through every question that has been asked by Edexcel in the higher GCSE. We're going to start with number calculations this time. And just a quick little note, this has only got exams from 2017 to 2020 because beyond that they are currently not released by Edexcel. So let's go through here. The whole document is hyperlinked, and you'll also find that this is available in my link description that's available for you. Okay, so we're going to do calculations. There's one non-calculator, the rest of them are calculator. This is the only time they've ever asked this kind of thing, and it's about multiplying these numbers together. So for doing 546 by 54.6 by 4.3, instead I'm going to work out 546 multiplied by 43, and afterwards I will deal with the decimal. So 3 times 6 is going to be 18, so I'll carry the 1. 3 times 4 is 12, and carry the 1, and add the 1 is 13. 3 times 5 is 15, and the 1 is 16. I'm then going to add the 0 in and do 4 times 6, which is 24. 4 times 4, which is 16. Add the 2 is 18. 4 times 5 is 20. Add the 1 is 21. Now when I add these together, I get my 8, my 7. 6 and 8 makes 14. And then I get the 1, the 1, and the 1. And so I have 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. So this means that if I want to do 54.6 multiplied by 4.3, well, there are 2 numbers here after the decimal point, so I'm going to want there to be 2 numbers after the decimal point there, meaning my answer is 234.78. The rest of these questions are all going to be calculator ones, but let's just confirm that we got this right. 234.78, yep, we did. Okay, so this is about how you can use your calculator here, and it wants us to write down all the figures on our calculator display. So make sure for this one you press the square root sign first, then you're going to press the fraction button, and we're going to type in sine 25, mine has to close the brackets, plus sine 40, close the brackets. Then you need to scroll along through in the denominator, and you're going to do cos 25 minus cos 40, and close off the brackets. Now it wants us to write down all the numbers, but I'm going to write down just as many as I can be bothered. So it's 2.75603957. That'll be more than enough to get all of the marks. And then it just wants us to do this answer to 2 decimal places. So 2 decimal places, we look at the 6 after the 5. That means it's going to round up, so it's going to be 2.76. Let's see if we've got that right. Yeah, see, it only really needs to have 2.7560 to get the mark there. But that's fine for us to have just truncated it where we got to. Okay, here's another one. It wants us to do some rounding for this part. It wants us to round 7,357 to 3 significant figures. 3 significant figures means look after those first 3 that we've got there. That 7 means the 5 is going to round up to a 6. The rest stay the same. And of course, we need to keep the placeholder of a 0 there. So we get 7,360. This one is now using the calculator again. So I'm going to start off with doing the fraction button and only doing the square root for the top. So that's 17 plus 4 squared. And on the bottom, make sure I get there, is 7.3 squared. It wants us to write down all the figures on the calculator display. So that's 0.107798135661. Your calculator might not do as many digits as mine, but that's what it wants. 7360, and we've got that number that is shown here as well. Okay, we've got another calculator one. Make sure that you're doing the square root button for the whole thing, and then do the fraction because we want that to be inside. So that's 2.5 times sine 43, close off the bracket, and then on the bottom, 8.2 squared minus 50.5. So I'm going to write down the answer in quite a long way, so that's 319,141. 98555. That's what the calculator gives me, but it wants it to do it to 3 significant figures. Now we don't include the 0 as a significant figure, so we're going to go 319, and then I'm going to draw my line. Now the 1 there means that nothing is going to change, so my answer is just going to be 0.319. Remember, we don't consider 0 as a significant number, which is why I haven't underlined it. We do consider it significant if it's in the number, but not if it's at the beginning. So there's our answer of 0.319. Got another one with using the calculator here. So this time I'm going to start off with the fraction button. I'll do my 29 squared minus 4.6. And then on the bottom, you'll use the square root, 35 minus 1.9 cubed. Now cubed, you can press shift and then the square button, and it will put the cubed sign there. It wants us to write down all of these figures, so I'm going to just make sure that I do enough of them. 157.668254 and it just keeps going, okay? It wants us to write the answer to 4 significant figures. So 4 significant figures, those are my first 4. The 6, though, means that this 6 here means that the previous 6 is going to round up. So it's going to be 157.7 to 4 significant figures. Let's double check that we got that right. Yep, we've got 157.668. We don't even need to have this 255, I don't think. And then we've got 157.7. And that's it. Next topic is going to be fractions, so come back if you want to keep following this. Like I said, this document that's got all the questions between 27 and 2020, they are linked in the description and it's all hyperlinked so that you can click all of the buttons in the corner and it will take you to where you need to go. Make sure you're subscribed so you get lots of updates from me, including some video tutorials.